Hello, my name is Veronica. My topic today is going to be about credit. Credit is a huge factor in our life nowadays. It determines a lot of things, including the way that we live. Do you remember when you had your very first job and you were in the market to purchase a new vehicle, but you didn't have all the money in your pocket to purchase it in full? Well, when you talked to the dealership, they probably gave you options like financing and maybe putting a really large down payment. Well, I'd like to share some useful information that would help those who have not already established credit, options to establish credit, how to maintain your credit, and what it is that is required for credit evaluation. Now, I'm gonna move on to the options to establish your credit. Now, when you're looking to build your credit, most of the time you can't get a loan up front. You would have to obtain maybe a secured loan, which would reflect on your credit report as an installment loan, or a secured credit card, which would reflect on your credit report as a revolving account, which are two huge factors on your credit report. Now, when you do obtain those lines of credit, as long as you maintain a positive payment history on your credit report, you make all the payments on time, those will help at least establish your credit score. Now, one of the things that you do want to take into consideration when you're obtaining these beginner loans would be not take too many out at one time, because that can kind of hinder your credit score a little. Not by much, but a little. Now, I want to move on to other important factors when determining credit. When you're looking for a certain type of financing, whether it's for a home or for a vehicle, one of the options that you have to consider is where your credit score stands. Your credit score is going to determine what type of interest you're going to be paying on your vehicle or your home, which impacts the payment quite a bit. Now, if your interest rate is very high, you're going to be looking at a high payment on either your mortgage or your vehicle payment as well. Now, that can determine whether you have to look for a less expensive home or less expensive auto, but that is a huge determining factor. So that's why you always want to make sure that you make your payments on time, because even when you are applying for insurance on your vehicle, not only is your driving record something that they look into, but they also look into your credit score. So it's very important for you to maintain an above average FICO score. Now, one of the things that I did want to share with you are ways to keep your credit score above average. When you're establishing credit, or if you already have established credit, one of the things that you wanted to consider would be looking into your balances on your credit cards to see exactly how much it is that's charged. Now, you want to keep your balances below 50% of your limit on your credit card. Now, the recommendation for charging up your credit card would be only to about 30%. Now, you're going to notice that as long as you maintain your balance at less than 50, preferably not more than 30, your score will remain above average. Now, of course, your positive payment history is going to be something that determines your credit. Also, inquiries. If you have too many inquiries on your credit, that's going to drop your score a little bit. Now, an inquiry here and there is fine, but when you have a lot of inquiries in a short period of time, that's one thing that you want to try to avoid. Of course, payments, you want to make them on time. Installment loans, you don't want to have too many of them, but you want to manage your debt pretty well. Now, how we manage our credit as how we manage our credit positively determines, of course, our score, what we qualify for in the future, whether it's for loans, um, for insurance, for um, credit cards, for several things that are looked in, or that our credit is looked into to be considered for several options. But it's important to understand what it is that you need to do to either establish your credit, to maintain an above average score, or the positive payment history. You want to show creditors that you are a reliable source to make payments on your debt. I've worked with the financial institution for about 14 years, and I found this information very helpful, not only for myself to help manage my credit, but also to help the members that I've assisted in the past. Now, one of the things I do want to share with you all, if you all have not already established credit, or if you have credit already established, that you don't always have the option to look into your actual credit report to see what is reporting, to manage it that way. But freeannualcreditreport.com is actually a reliable site that you can refer to get all of your trade lines reviewed and see what's reporting, whether it's a positive account or negative account, and you can manage it from there. I hope this information was helpful. I hope you will learn something from it. I know it helped me in the 15 years that I've had credit established. But again, my name is Veronica, and I look forward to your presentations. Thank you. Bye-bye.